Israel's official recognition of Somaliland.
A little-known region in Africa has suddenly become the center of a major international storm. Somaliland, a breakaway territory of Somalia, is making global headlines after Israel became the first country to formally recognize it as an independent state, triggering outrage from Somalia, concern across Africa and the Arab world, and emergency talks at the United Nations. So what exactly is Somaliland? Why does it matter? And why is this recognition such a big deal? Where is Somaliland? Somaliland is a self-declared state located in the northwestern part of Somalia, along the Gulf of Aden, directly opposite Yemen. It borders Djibouti and sits near the Red Sea Gulf of Aden shipping corridor, one of the most important maritime trade routes in the world. This narrow stretch of water handles a massive share of global trade and energy shipments, making the region strategically critical and heavily watched by world powers with nearby military bases. Why is Somaliland in the news now? Somaliland declared independence from Somalia in 1991, following the collapse of the Somali state into civil war. For more than 30 decades, it has functioned like an independent country, with its own government, currency, military, and elections. But no country officially recognized it, until now. On Friday, Israel formally recognized Somaliland, becoming the first nation to do so. That single decision instantly transformed a long-running regional issue into a global diplomatic crisis. Israel's recognition and the fallout. Israel signed a declaration of mutual recognition involving Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar, and Somaliland President Abdi Rahman Mohamed Abdullahi. Netanyahu described the move as consistent with Israel's expanding diplomatic strategy and said he would discuss it with U.S. President Donald Trump. Somalia reacted furiously, calling Israel's move an act of aggression and demanding it be reversed. The timing added fuel to the fire. Somalia is set to assume the presidency of the UN Security Council, giving it a powerful platform to push back. UN and international reaction. The backlash was swift. The UN Security Council is set to hold an emergency meeting, while more than 20 countries, along with the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, issued a joint statement rejecting Israel's recognition. They warned the decision could destabilize peace and security in both the Horn of Africa and the Red Sea region. Syria separately condemned the move, and several African and Arab states echoed Somalia's objections. The United States distances itself. Despite Netanyahu's claims, the U.S. quickly distanced itself from the decision. Donald Trump said the U.S. would not follow Israel's lead, and the State Department reaffirmed that Washington continues to recognize Somalia's territorial integrity, including Somaliland. This comes as relations between Washington and Mogadishu have been strained over security and diplomatic disputes at the UN. A long and complicated independence story. Somaliland's claim isn't new. It briefly gained independence in 1960 and was recognized by Israel and 35 other countries before voluntarily uniting with Somalia. When Somalia collapsed into chaos in 1991, Somaliland redeclared independence. Since then, it has remained far more stable than much of Somalia, holding elections and peaceful transfers of power, a rarity in the region. Still, stability alone has never been enough to secure international recognition. The Abraham Accords connection. Israel's move is being framed through the lens of the Abraham Accords, the normalization agreements Israel signed with several Arab states beginning in 2020. Those accords reshaped Middle Eastern diplomacy by prioritizing strategic partnerships over old regional taboos. Netanyahu has suggested recognizing Somaliland fits the same logic, expanding Israel's diplomatic footprint, securing strategic access near critical trade routes, and countering rival influence. Critics argue this stretches the Abraham Accords far beyond their original scope and risks inflaming tensions in an already fragile region. Why this matters now. With its location near one of the world's busiest maritime choke points, Somaliland is no longer just a local issue. Israel's recognition has elevated it into a global geopolitical flashpoint, raising tough questions about sovereignty, precedent, regional stability, and great power competition in the Horn of Africa. For now, Somaliland remains recognized by only one country, but the shockwaves from that single recognition are being felt worldwide, and the debate is only just beginning.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.